What is I? Now, when you're thinking about algebra and then people throw in imaginary numbers, well, that's where we get into I. So the imaginary unit is noted as I. So we like to say that I is equal to the square root of -1. And hopefully at this point you think, well, you can't have a negative under the radical. Exactly. That's why it becomes imaginary, right? So we can say that I squared is the same as -1, because if we have I equals the square root of -1, think algebraically, the inverse of square root is square. So if we square root both sides, that tells us that I squared equals, well, on the right side, the squared and the square root cancel each other out, and I just have left -1. So that's why it works. Now, how this works is, let's say we just have the square root of -4. Anytime you have a square root under the radical, you can pop it out as an I. So it comes outside as an I. So we'd have I radical 4. Now you might be thinking, well, I know that the square root of 4 is 2. So this part simplifies to 2, and I still have that I. Now, generally, we will put the number first, so I have 2I. If we just had the square root of -3, well, that negative, again, is going to pop outside as an I. So I would have I radical 3. And because radical 3 is as simplified as it gets, that would be our answer. So anytime you've got a negative underneath the radical, it pops out as an imaginary, because we cannot have negatives under the radical. Imaginary numbers are numbers too. They deserve our respect and our love.